to Na'Vi. It was a dream for many people to see him and Simple play together. Hasn't really delivered on that promise yet, and I feel like this could be an event where he really starts to shine, where he really can pick up the mantle and run with it a little bit more. But it has to start right now.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the third and final map of what's been a very entertaining series so far. 4 sets of armor on both teams. Electronic with a bit of utility. Simple has been dropped the P250 as well. Seems to be his bread and butter and pistol rounds at the moment. Golden with the defuse kit and the smoke. And in terms of the initial aggression, CT's pushing off towards short on the B bomb side. Lekro looking for that first pick. But all 5 players towards A for Na'Vi, 4 of which are heading up towards long. Crim's got his work cut out for him here, but he's rising to the occasion. What a shot that was. Takes down Simple, but it is quickly neutralized as Flamey will find the Glock headshot, and Edward upgrades to a USP.
Nice freebie. Exactly what you're hoping for at range too, where the USP is by far and away the better of the 2 weapons. This is why so many terrorist teams are now taking P250s. It allows you to stand and bang at range with the CTs and more often than not come out ahead.
Absolutely. It can actually challenge you. One of your key players like Simple, we saw what he did on Inferno in the T-pistol round, can open things up and actually challenge long-range positions. JW all the way in T-spawn, looking for the flank. It allows his teammates to send 3 players on the A side. You can see that built up right now. It will be a bathroom play. They've got 1 smoke for CT spawn. That'll be deployed. Right now, in it goes, and then the shots with the P250 not going to be successful. Flusher certainly is, though, baiting in Lekro in that one-and-done position. I'm sure he gets a bit more than that this time, though. There it is, Lekro looking for the third. Can't quite finish things off, but Golden can. Great performance from Fnatic. Good information gathered by JW, allowing them to have that stack on the A side. Great shots from CT, and then the one-and-done position, like I said, with that attention taken away from that position. He lines up 2. Lekro, another player that's been fantastic for Fnatic and instrumental to some of their victories as of late, and you can see that. So calm, very well done. Zeus gets 1 consolation frag, but no plant. Suggests the force spike comes in the second round. Deagles, much more comment on Overpass, considering so many long-range encounters here. CZs for Zeus and Electronic, though, no grenades. 3 rifles for Fnatic, none of which are M4s, all for masses. Opts for a bit more utility instead. Simple, though, tagged up at the start. Smoked out now, trying to find anyone he can through the smoke. Nothing achieved as of yet. Bomb still down all the way to T-steps as JW holds the smoke for anyone to push through, listening out for any sort of sound cues he can gather. Edward, some good news for Na'Vi. He has got all the way towards long. Good map control early on. If he hits that shot, it'd be absolutely phenomenal. Not going to happen. JW there can hear the bullets, and Simple somewhat aware. And will start to fall back now. After they've got information that long's clear, and potentially bathrooms as well. CTs don't have much to work with. They're going to fall back towards B and try and do a contact play. Of course, they have no grenades. They need these 1 digs to land. Could go for a boost, I suppose, but they want to try and capitalize on this small bit of an advantage they've got in terms of the information the CTs don't have.
Downside is, though, the Terrorists have already lost the first player. Simple, one of their talisman, not long for this world. As he corrals out, but Electronic continuing to apply the pressure. CZ in hand, 30 seconds left, and Edward's gone in for one of his own, but now Flasher from the shadows, from the smoke, will strike. But still the Terrorists maintain their player advantage. It's all on JW. They may not expect a second player to be here on short, and that will be their downfall as JW gets the double spray. Very close, though, just 2 health separated. Fnatic and a second round loss.
2-0, Fnatic, good job. They do manage to keep only 1 player alive, but either way, they win the round, and it should just be another Na'Vi pistol play. Just the Deagles this time. Simple does get the armor, so spending a bit more cash. Zeus does as well. Taking himself, Zeus gone down to $550. They really have spent quite a lot there. It's 1 smoke, 1 flashbang. Trying to get things done through the smoke, but actually takes a bullet to the face instead. 5 and 4 now. JW can fall back. You can see he's exited the connector. Back to the bomb, so that's job done as far as he's concerned. Get the opening pick. Confirm they haven't force bought. He can detect that there's no helmet there, the sound cue, and the instant kill will mean they have not got helmets, although 3 of them have. There's another of the Crims. That's all he'll find. Gives up a FAMAS. That's too Electronic, like I said, got armor. Bit of a weird investment, this one from Na'Vi. Zeus and Simple spending everything they've got. Electronic down to 950. Lekro forces the issue off short, finds Zeus, and that should be round here. Na'Vi didn't even get a plant out of this investment, and now first gun round might just be a full eco here.
looking likely, especially as JW's found Electronic at range with the M4, where he will easily dispatch him. Simple, 1-on-4 Deagle. Crazier things have happened. Full health and a bomb. 33 seconds in which to try and neutralize this Desert Eagle. Moves through onto Monster. Not going to be playing passively any longer, just going to be pushing forward, pressing the issue. If you can land this first one, Deag, things could get kind of interesting here. But Fnatic, respecting who they're up against, they're not going to give anything away for free. Camping on the site, and an easy round in the end.
Certainly is. They are still going to buy Na'Vi. Definitely going to be compromises here. Flamey and Edward have the AKs. Electronic just on a pistol. Zeus and Simple might be in the same boats. This is a nightmare now. I'd say a pause was needed. They still haven't purchased anything more than Glocks. A MAC-10 for Zeus, Simple on the Deagle. This is disastrous. Why they went for that heavy investment on a couple of players didn't really resonate with me, but we'll see. We'll see if the Crims will be able to shut one of them down here. Looking for that first kill. Going to struggle. Electronic takes him down. Only gives up the 7 there. 2 kills now for Na'Vi. All of a sudden, it's looking very positive. On 3. 7. Well, MP9, I should say. Picked up. It's in the hands of Electronic.
Seem like disheveled peaks, though, Henry, one after the other. Neither player able to really latch onto a kill.
They were assuming it would be just a default AK hold. They're trying to just get right in there, cause a ruckus with the SMGs, but they didn't expect to be MAC-10s and CZs on the other side, you know? They were trying to have that surprise factor. They still have a shout in the round with Lecro's cool position towards T-spawn. They're not going to fall back there, but he's going to be going a little bit further. Edward will be there on the other side. MAC-10, 10 HP. Not going to be spotted. Edward's still aware this could be a possibility. Checking the steps for as long as he possibly can. Still looking at it. JW finds 2 in the back potentially here, but only 1 gathered and gives up the rifle. Not looking good now, but Golden finds 1 more frag in the position that Lecro had. Now not looking as good. I say that though, finds the bomb. All of a sudden it turns on his head. Edward 10 HP, 25 seconds, no bomb and 2 players to find.
Scratching his head, wondering how the hell he's in a 1-on-2 with just 10 health. 18 seconds left, doesn't matter. Fnatic somehow win the round. Should really have been Na'Vi's though.
5-on-3 there. Lecro did a great job to get in that position, but Edward, after finding the kill the MAC-10, he thought that would be it. He negated the double kill of JW, but just couldn't hold on to it. They're trying to push every extremity of the map. Long bathrooms connector. They weren't together. And again, that's how they're losing rounds. If they just go power in numbers and manage to trade out frags, they'd be much better off. But walking into solo duels again, the FAMAS mows them down. Good positioning from Fnatic. They'll take a pause now, and this has been a really, really bad start for Na'Vi. The decisions in terms of the finances have been off and disjointed. Some of the players going all in, some of them not. First gun round, 2 AKs, 3 pistols, or 2 pistols and a MAC-10. And now it looks like they'll take another partial by here. Maximum loss bonus into the next round. But this is not looking too good. We'll see.
It's somewhat reminiscent of their CT side on Cobblestone, where they made a couple of questionable decisions and it ended up biting them in the rear end in the end of the map. So maybe the call's not quite on point for the time being, but Zeus is going to be able to have plenty more cracks at this map. Early days still, but Fnatic off to a rampant start. 4-0 up, could turn into 5-0 real quick if Flusher was able to land the spray, but JW is going to pick up from where he left off in Connector. Important angle of the map to hold too. This is now going to be a very one-dimensional attack by Na'Vi if they do go for B. Electronic was blind.
He's just munching the wall for like 3 seconds there. He's like, well, I guess I'm dead. JW comes storming out the door and takes him down. This isn't the full investment from Na'Vi. They're going to get $3,400 next round. So they can afford to make a slight investment in the pistols. That's JW overstepping the mark slightly there, but still shouldn't be too impactful. He still did damage towards Edward down to the 12 HP. Zeus and 27 as well. Crims, great position now on the benches by the fountain. Giving the call that it's likely going to be a B-side attack. Zeus will have the M4A4. But such low HP, might want to try and get it simple if they're going to have any chance of winning this one. 30 seconds remaining, a completely failed Molotov there, I'm afraid. And Lekr will just be calmly in position. He'll probably get at least 2 kills here, but Zeus does find one in return. There it is. Easy finish in the end.
Utility wasn't perfectly placed, and in doing so, it allowed Fnatic to just hold positions. If the Molotov at the barrels actually landed on Lekr, things could have got a bit out of control for Fnatic because they only had him really on the B side.
Absolutely.
But instead, 5-0 start.
You are right with that one. 5 AKs now for Na'Vi. Their first full buy as we're going to round number 6. That's pretty nuts. No orbs available on either side though. That's not necessarily a problem. CTs might want to consider bringing it out soon. Round 6 coming in. Default by Na'Vi. Very slow. You can see them just lining up some smokes to get them in towards bathrooms. In they go. Crims is there in the party position. Can hear footsteps all around him. So tense right now. Does he commit? Does he want to go for the short edge? He jumps around, a grenade in his hand. Offers himself up. Luckily it's traded out. Simple. Takes a tiny bit of damage there, but brings it into a 4-on-4, which technically does favor the T side. Means the CTs have to be spread thin, decide where they want to place their numbers. And obviously the T side can go in with all 4 people to one site. And it looks like that side will be B. Simple holding for any rotations towards the playground right now. This could be an execute of sorts. They have got the smokes and a Molotov for barrels. Lekr, though, he is one of the strongest B players on Overpass. Very good indeed. Good positioning, great individual aim. And you can see that smoke as well. That's really well timed. That's going to take us down to about the 30-second mark before Na'Vi can even think about committing. And in terms of utility left over, Lekr is there alone with nothing, but bought himself that time. JW's in the connector. So still a lot of pressure for Lekr here, but he's hoping he can do something with it.
Oh, it's not going to happen though. Zeus does get the entry. This is what we saw him doing time and time again on Inferno. 20 seconds now. And with the smokes planted on the site, the bomb will follow. Golden nade from downtown is going to do significant damage, chunking Zeus to just 6.
Yeah, and they'll go for the boost here. It's up to Flusher now, but the smoke's down. It's going to take a long time for those to dissipate. As he'll be holding up, finally it comes through. Can he get anything done here? Certainly can. Lovely shot towards Flamey. Zeus lucky to be alive now. Dropped by JW on the flank, and a grenade kill comes in as well. This was looking so good for Na'Vi, but all of a sudden it's electronic, and there's nothing he can do about it. Vince, the perfect streak continues. What a brilliant retake that was. Flusher so calm on the boost, knowing there was a kill available. JW on the long con, coming in with the flank. The HE kill coming in as well. Just perfectly played and didn't give anything up in that 4 versus 3. Very impressive stuff, and frustrating times for Na'Vi at this point.
I mean, we're in that sort of scenario where really Fnatic don't care a huge amount if the bomb gets planted. That's a hell of a nade.
Right, bounced in his face.
Yeah, literally on his chops.
Yeah. Well, what can he say about that one? Bomb was planted, maximum loss bonus. You know what, boys? B-rush. Let's see what we can do with this one. Running through the grey screen. Flusher taking a lot of damage there. Lekr's got the first kill with the AWP. Like we said, most players on this Fnatic squad can pick up the sniper. Flusher in a lot of trouble here, but manages to get out of the smoke at least. They've got the man advantage, and Na'Vi can't get close to the side just yet. Trying to drop whatever flashbangs they can. Edwards gets a bit closer. Zeus has got the bomb, but Lekr gets another through the smoke. Flusher goes down with nothing. A lifeline perhaps as Edward gets another, but bomb going to be dropped, and the round surely going against Na'Vi again. It's simple. 3 versus 1. No grenades. Contained in the corner here. Does find an easy shot, and another. My God, this could be something wonderful. JW now left in the 1 versus 1. Simple still has to retrieve the bomb. Smoke available for JW, but all of a sudden, this is anyone's round.
Flip a coin. 50 seconds though. Bomb on the wrong side of the pillar as far as Simple's concerned. JW, this is where maybe Simple's reputation precedes him. You kind of expect him to play aggressively. You expect him to do something out of left field. Hence JW's patience just watching from Graffiti side. Simple now starting to doubt himself as to where JW could be. There's been enough time where feasibly he could have rotated around connector. Perfect timing, and Simple will get the 1v3 clutch.
Not even a smile on his face. Just another day in the office for Simple. 3 versus 1. Looked like the options were limited. You give him a target, he'll knock it down every single time. This was beautiful counter-strike from him. That first shot towards the barrels, it baits out Crim to try and get the trade. So patient from Simple, finds JW in transition. And there it is, the first round, hopefully of many for Na'Vi. We want to see them go deep on this third map. Can't be a whitewash to finish off the series. But there it is, 6-1. Money actually quite weak for Fnatic. You see some compromises on both teams. Lekro with the CZ, Zeus with a MAC-10, Flamey with Galil. Whoever wins this forces the opposition onto an eco. Absolutely so. Good grenade though, Electronic. Takes another in the face. We're trying to find that first pick, but Zeus is beating to the punch. MAC-10 working out. Lekro dropped. And can Flusher do anything about it? Apparently not. JW's had one of the kills. Golden going to struggle here though. There's one. Zeus trying to do what he can. Bomb on the back of Simple right now as Zeus takes cover in the smoke with Simple. He's going to have one of those games. This is happening. It's coming. You can feel it getting warmed up now, and he's in another 1v2.
After that clutch, the fact that he had no response at all just goes to show he's in the zone. He is feeling it, the adrenaline surging. Bomb in hand, 1-on-2, and Golden very low. One bullet and he's dead. Simple, not going to tickle the bomb just yet. Just making sure all the angles can be accounted for, and now he's going to go for it. Try and get the CTs into a position where he can strike. Try and dictate the pace of the round. Back into bathroom he will fall. And unbeknownst to him, both the Fnatic players are coming up from lower.
Absolutely. Golden, Crims have to work together here. Bomb ticking away at a considerable pace now. Simple checking everything he can. Incendiary available. He finds the first. Now a pressure to Crims. He's got the smoke that will be deployed. Waiting for Simple to make a mistake here. Bomb ticking away. Simple might run out of bullets here. Vince has got a couple left. And he gets him still. Simple will win another clutch, and that's what you want to see. A sigh of relief on the faces of Na'Vi. They know he's done enough to put them down to an eco now. 2 back-to-back clutches, and this is more of what we expect from Na'Vi. Simple winning rounds, impossible rounds, and keeping them in the game.
Again, the worrying trend here, Henry, is it's not tactical genius that's winning them rounds. It's these individual mountain performance by Simple, 2 in a row. Eventually, he's not going to be able to get them, and that's where Na'Vi may start to fall back into issues.
They were 6-0 down. Simple then wins a 1v3, then a 1v2 on the T side of Overpass when the bomb wasn't planted. That's nuts. He had to do that all himself. Fnatic, like I said, would be eco this round. They've opted for the force buy instead. CZ's armor equal trade at the start. Zeus goes down, so does JW. No guns obtained for the CT forces just yet. Crims wasn't really expecting a player to be so close up in the bathrooms at this point. They'll go towards long. Electronic to move in first with the MAC-10. Trying to find that first kill. That range is not ideal, and he'll be punished for that. No backup. Where's the trade? Where's the synergy? Simple still alive and kicking, but he has been tagged up. 3-on-3. 15 HP for him. Narrowly misses out on the nade.
Edward primed to strike, but it's going to be Flamey that just takes the kill from underneath him. However, 2 remaining CTs forced back. Reeling. Bomb still on long, however. Could this be a rotation through connector? I wonder. They're already in good position. Maybe it's not required. Edward's able to take the head off Flusher's shoulders, and that should be the round following.
I think you might be right. Well recovered there. Flamey, some nice shots. Edward, absolute cracker towards the bank.
Bomb has been planted.
Will be a 3-on-1 now. Lekro. Not really got any chance of winning this, I'm afraid. If he can find a rifle and get out of there, that'd be amazing. But gets a dink. That will be about it. 3 rounds in a row for Na'Vi now. Their hero, Simple, turns up just in time, plugs the holes, and gives them a platform to build upon. That was the force buy. Now Fnatic really feeling the burn. Na'Vi will be up against his default pistols really here. A few PT-50s purchased, a Deagle for Lekro, and a CZ for Golden. They've turned it around, Vince. You can't deny that. Well, Simple maybe did, but either way, the rounds are there, and it's looking likely to be 6-4.
He certainly lit the match that started the fire for Na'Vi. I hope that doesn't get doused. JW the first to fall. He currently is on 13 kills, by far and away top fragging on either side. His blood is the first that has been spilt. And the rest of Fnatic will follow. Golden and Lekro up against a full unit of Na'Vi players, albeit Edward is weakened. He's limping around, but Simple will be his crutch. And now Lekro, Deagle in hand. We know how good this guy is with the gun, but realistically, it's going to be a drop in the bucket, surely.
We'll see. Necro, you're right, very good at the deagle, but how good can you really be in this situation? He might get one, there it is. But that just gives up his position. You can see the bomb making its way towards the A site now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this has been a phenomenal series so far. The first map especially, I suggest you go back and watch it when you get a chance. It was a lot of fun. So many big moments, so many crazy plays going down. It was a landslide victory in the end, but the rounds were so close and so exciting. So much skill on the server right now is the point I want to make. And there it is, 6-4 does come in favor of Fnatic still, but 4 rounds in a row for Na'Vi. Money still stabilizing for the Fnatic side. They do manage to get the 5 rifles out, but 1 kit. No warps, of course. Crim's without a helmet. That could be a problem against Electronics Mac 10 here. Getting to the bookend now of the first half of the final map. Edward to defend. A full-on rush from Fnatic here. He spots him and wisely gets back. There's no reason to challenge that. You spotted multiple players. Let's tell the team and start getting our way towards the B side. You can see they're doing just that. Look at the minimap right now. Zeus going through, trying to open up this site. He knows numbers aren't going to be in their favor towards this side of the map. It's up to 1 player to defend it. That's going to be Lecro as he desperately waits for his team to rotate in. And he doesn't even have to. Finds a great shot of Electronic. Can he double down? He cannot, but there's enough time ball. The rotations finally arrive. The cavalry finding kills. It's Flusher to take down Zeus. 4 on 3. Bomb not planted. JW, great position here, but can't convert the shot.
Could that be the moment for Na'Vi? A slight glimpse back into the round. Bomb planted, but it's at cost of health. Flamey 15, Edward 51. Barrel of a gun gets spotted in connector. Simple will tag up Golden to just 10. And the flashbang is going to destroy him. Had to turn his back on it. Now Edward comes back in, and he is the final remaining terrorist, and he's being toyed with in connector. This is allowing Flusher to get on the site and go for the defuse, and it looked like Na'Vi in that post plant had everything sorted.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but great retake in the end. You could see that got it very awkward for Electronic in the end. Couldn't decide whether he wanted to drop the utility towards connector and focus on the bomb. Maybe if he goes to the bomb straight away, he could have denied the defuse and had a serious chance of winning it. But finally, Fnatic, they will post their first round in 5. As after getting up 6-0, they did lose 4 rounds in a row. Shotgun for JW now. That does take away the loss bonus they have been receiving. Lose this, and in terms of the reinvestment they've had to make this round, it could be an eco on the cards. Both teams not looking too healthy in that respect. Number 12 coming through. Still no orbs available. It's very weird to play this much of a half on the CT side of Overpass, especially not bring out the AWP once. Crim's in the bathrooms. Here's JW though, the more exciting storyline, the Mag 7. Will he be able to find the damage here? He's got the smoke to work with for now, but that will quickly go down. Crim's very strong in the bathrooms as well. He'll be challenged by Zeus. That looks like a guaranteed kill here. My God, Zeus has been hitting some shots tonight. I'll give him that. He's had some excellent in 1v1 duels, and he really is exceeding expectations at this point.
Especially considering that's Crim's.
Yeah.
Who's been playing so well.
The crosshair placement was there. He knew that play was coming, and Zeus still comes out on top.
Phenomenal entry frag. Winding it back to Inferno. Lecro again in another 1-on-5. This guy just can't catch a break at this stage, and Edward, mid-air, will finish off what Zeus started. And this is looking like a resurgent Na'Vi. Where was this Na'Vi 10-15 minutes ago?
That's a very good point. They're looking much better now. Great shot here from Zeus. That was just wonderful. The fact that that 1 kill pretty much dictates where the round's going to go. It opened up everything. And like I said, that took away the loss bonus Fnatic been receiving. They go right back down to $1,400. Pretty much full eco here. Lecro and Crims will purchase something. They've gone down to, wow, Crims has actually spent every dollar he's got there, Vince. So that means he gets $1,900. He'll have $2,000 in the next round.
Yep.
That is not ideal.
It could be kind of a double save situation for JW, though, to get an AWP.
Yeah.
And maybe trying to play the latter stages of this half. Edward, though, is going to town with his AK-47, padding those stats in the eco round. Or at least the half-buy round, depending on which players you're talking about on Fnatic. Zeus nearly spins around and lands a double. That would have been exquisite, but instead it's going to be Flusher now. There's the first, but 4 have to follow.
Certainly do. 1 player is all that remains in Fnatic now as Na'Vi recover from the 6-0 deficit. An emphatic style as well. Less than a minute remaining. Bomb to be planted in B. No problems with this round. Being in jeopardy. There it is. Final one. And like you said, it's probably the double eco at this point because they're just be playing for round number 15 and trying to make sure they win the half at least at this point. I didn't think I'd be saying that when they're 6-0 up. It's a very different state of affairs on the screens right now. They were so jovial before. Jumpy was out of his chair. Everyone was high-fiving, and now it's a very somber moment as they've realized this has all gone horribly wrong. P250s, CZ, 1 Deagle, Golden's got some armor, and Simple finally brings out the AWP. I think that's what JW wants to do in the final round.
That just is the beauty of Counter-Strike. The tables can turn ever so quick, especially on the CT side.
I always say, like, until a team is convincingly winning a half, it doesn't matter how big the lead is. It can always be turned around, and looks like Na'Vi will actually end up getting the 8-7 here. Either way, they need to win this round first. And, oh, yes, they've got the first kill. CZs and Deagles, especially in the hands of Fnatic. We saw it plenty of times on Cobblestone. Can cause plenty of damage here. Na'Vi made a lot of mistakes in some of the execution and final commitments towards the A side on Cobblestone. Didn't really utilize the grenades correctly. Some jump towards the fighting camera there. Looks like it will be enough.
He's in bathrooms right now, but really he's by himself. There's a 3-player stack. They may not expect another 2 to be there, and Golden's only shown his hand, so if they were just to stick around, things get a bit interesting, but he's going to back away. There's a 2-player stack, pardon me. Well, Flusher on the backside of B with his P250. He's trying to aim it towards the head of Zeus, but not going to happen. Flamey takes it away. And now Golden with an AK, it would be worth holding on to. Many players prefer the AK over the M4. It's just more his positioning that's the issue. He has to cross back towards T-spawn, and Flamey will not allow the AK-47 to move through into the next round.
Certainly won't. Round number 15 coming through. What a difference a few clutches make. Simple. Managing to win a 1 versus 3, a 1 versus 2, and lit the fire beneath Na'Vi. Got them back in the game. And we'll see whether Fnatic do bring out the orb. They don't actually. JW did take the full eco twice and only brings the M4 and no kits available at all. Simple still with the AWP in hand. First shot coming in. Good flashbang setup. You can see what the idea was there. But flash up, just pre-fire in the position as soon as he gets flashed and takes down the first player. That's Flamey. They're trying to looking to boost up someone, potentially a short one with him right now. Seeing if the counter boost comes in. Just jumping from information there. Any sort of damage he can inflict. But the bombs on the other side of the map, it will be Edward and Simple to patrol towards long, trying to find anyone they can. To be fair, Fnatic haven't really put much presence here whatsoever. Lekere will find another. That's going to be Electronic Drop. They're really trying to make sure they win this first half. Such a great start, but it's been so frustrating since. Zeus to sell whatever he can towards the B side of the map here. Only 3 players surviving. He gets 1 entry, forces the rotation, could be enough, but gets nothing. That's not going to sell a whole lot.
No, certainly not, especially there's nothing following it and there's a lot of noise being put down onto bathroom. So any hope of a fake has been well and truly squashed. As will Crimsby, though. JW from the backside of bathrooms does have the nuts position. He did think the last player may have been around the back of balloons, but Simple of all players with a Deagle. Now going to move across to an M4. 1 on 3, 23 seconds to play with. If there's a player in one in this situation, it's him! Oh, if we got that second kill, I would have lost my mind.
That was so close to being sensational again. You can see even after winning the round, Flash has got his head in his hands. It was looking so good for them. Simple though, if he won that one, that would have been it. That would have been the final day on the coffin, I think. The morale would have gone out the window. But they managed to hold on. They win the half, but like I said, the way it started, they won't be in elation after that one. They'll just be like, okay, we got through it in the end. It's okay. Could have been a lot better, but still, we'll take it. A PC has crashed. It looks like it is Zeus's perhaps. They're going to be replacing it, I think. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But this is the 3rd and final map, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking like this could be quite a good one. Not clear who's going to be winning it just yet. I'm trying to work out who I think has been the better team, because Fnatic looks so good for the first 7 rounds. Now they couldn't get going. But then when you get Simple turning up, you can't discount him in any of those situations. 1 versus 3 was brilliantly played. The 1 versus 2 arguably better, the decisions he made. And then that really got them into the game. They won the next gun round, forced them onto an eco, a double eco. And then they managed to at least give themselves a fighting chance. Without Simple, though, it begs the question, if he doesn't win one of those clutches, where would that half have got to? He really is the savior of this team of points.
Absolutely. Definitely. Mr. Consistent, really. Had a bit of a small blip on Cobblestone, but he's back into the form that many people and many foes are absolutely fearful of. And as it stands, 8-7, all to play for. I mean, answering the question that you posed there about which of the two teams been better, I'd probably argue that Fnatic may be better tactically throughout this best of three.
Yeah.
But when you come in with the huge individual plays, I don't think there's any doubt that Na'Vi, obviously with that man on the screen right now, has been ridiculous. As, to be fair, these two have been as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun having so many big names on the server at once, and especially seeing some amazing highlights from multiple players and historic Counter-Strike names. It's a lot of fun, and shout out to Zeus as well, a player that normally gets a lot of flack in these big games, but he actually has been posting very good numbers, great one-on-one duels as well, hitting shots we don't expect him to hit, and certainly has been doing great work in this third map. We'll see whether he can keep that up as we get into the final half. It looks like it was an RV player. It was Zeus who was dropped out, so a bit of a technical pause here. Heads up right now, so just going to be making sure he relaunches the game. Everyone's cool. Don't think we sorted out a PC, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. There's the coach, Jumpy, or Jumpy, if you're Swedish. And
man, Golden's face. He's
doesn't
out.
look up for it, does he?
He is out of here.
He does not look up for it.
Give him a bed. He looks exhausted.
Well, a lot of these guys have been going hard. Like, I've been visiting the practice room whenever I can, and every day, like, everyone's in there until the early hours, just kind of grinding out FPL and on the deathmatch, doing whatever they can to keep on top form. So it's an exhausting tournament. The scheduling we have in terms of the circuit right now is just event, you know, and lots of traveling, lots of practice, and then lots of big games like this. Best of threes are exhausting, especially when they go the full distance. And it's understandable. Like, he's got to be the in-game leader. He's only been... This is his rookie year still, technically, right? Like, he came up from the academy team of Fnatic. And a lot of pressure on his shoulders. A lot of people looking towards him for answers. As we'll work out what's going on. Bit of an apple before we get in.
It's good to see him here as well, because, of course, there were some doubts over his future in Fnatic for a little while there.
After Katowice of all the events.
So to see him here at all is great for Fnatic, because it would have been a mind-blowing decision had they have parted ways after some of the performances that they were having.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Shout out to him. Pretty cool story, all things considered. I love the fact the academy teams did actually yield some sort of fruit overall for a lot of teams like North. Managed to pick up Mertz, for example. Envious have just picked up Hadji from their academy team. Academy team from Fnatic have got Golden. And they're all doing relatively well. Hadji is actually one of the better players in Envious right now. He's looking very good indeed in terms of his individual performances. And Golden's the in-game leader of some of the biggest names in CSGO. That's quite a daunting prospect to have to put JW and Flusher on a leash, and Prim for that matter, and you've got to be the man in charge, and hope you get the respect that's required to be an in-game leader. And
Hadji, of course, is one of the few French hopes left in the event now, after they knocked out G2 earlier.
And it's baffling. That's what I tweeted out before. I felt like whenever Envious and G2 play, it's an anomaly. You can't take current form or the names in there, who's better team overall tactically. It's always such a brawl, and it just seems like Envious always seem to rise to the occasion in those particular games. You remember when Scream first signed for Envious, they played online, I think it was in Pro League, and then he dropped like 35 kills, and Envious won in 2 maps. It was like a really epic finish. It was really cool, and they kind of sent out a message that Scream was left out of this super team. It was like that was the moment, and whenever they meet up, he seems to come to life. And yeah, G2, of all the events to crash out on the group stages, Vince, they choose this one.
It must be heartbreaking for them. I can't even imagine how they feel.
Well.
Yeah, it's going to be a real loss for the French fans. But that's enough about G2. Let's get back into the game at hand. Fnatic Na'Vi, third map, 8-7, perfectly positioned.
Here we go. Yes, this could be one epic finale. There will be forces of armor, of course, on both sides. Flusher with the PT50 smoke flashbang combo. JW, look at all the intel he's gained so far. He's getting up all the way towards long. He's actually got there within 1 minute 25 of the round. This is unprecedented. He shouldn't be this far. Well then.
Hasn't been spotted either, so he can just take his sweet time at this stage. Because he's got here so fast. Fnatic have a whole bunch of time available to them. They're going to start to move slowly towards the B side. but they still have a player in connector, so they know that they can wrap themselves around towards A if they need to. But it's looking like aggression is the style of play that they're going for. Simple and Electronic, though, are going to chime together for kills, and Flamey up close had a poor previous map, but he's not landing anything. He's going to go down to the hands of Lecro, and so will Edward. This round was looking like it should be Na'Vi's when the first kills came out, or maybe it will be yet.
Wait for it, Vince. It's Simple coming through. Another 1 versus 3. He gets the first kill, but that's all he finds. Crisis averted. On both sides, perhaps. It looked like Na'Vi had the round tied up. The crossfire was perfect. If Flamey just gets one of those kills, that would have been enough. But you're right, this hasn't been his best game so far. This series has let him down, especially that second map where he's non-existent. But there we have it. Fnatic pick up both pistols at this third and final map. Force coming in from Na'Vi. The scout's out for Simple. Make sure you don't miss any moments there. It can be quite electric to see him on that particular weapon. He posts himself towards long for now. Number 17. Plenty of rifles for Fnatic, 4 to be exact. 2 of which are kills. There's 1 SMG in the hands of Flusher. This is a classic Counter-Strike approach. CSGO, we've seen a lot of teams experiment with 5 SMGs in the second round. I don't like it. I'm going to say it, but there's the first shot from Simple. Didn't connect, in fact. That one does. Golden goes down to 32. Jump shots still possible. The Scout, it's a lot more difficult to make them land. It's not as OP as it once was. You have to be at the very apex of the jump for the shot to be accurate, and you can't be moving left to right. You have to be standing still. The Scout kind of fell out of relevancy in that respect. It's not as like crazy anymore, but if it's good just for getting tags like this and just weakening up the opponents for the CZs to chew through.
I mean, speaking of another French player, MBK, of course, known for using that jumping scout on Mirage B side, was very, very good with it until the changes came into play. Golden, though, on the receiving end of the jumping scout shot, down to 32, he falls from previously. Smoke in the eyes of Simple, really trying to starve him as much as possible on any potential plays that he could connect, but even while flashed, Golden gets finished off. Simple is on the prowl for more. His prey are incoming. Will they become the predators, though? Electronic's going to try and make sure that's not the case, but there's so much damage being inflicted. The crossfire's looking solid. The CZs are raining out, and it's going to be Na'Vi taking the round, picking up all the AKs and UMPs, and only losing 1 player.
You can see how effective it can be if Simple starts hitting shots at the Scouts, takes the aggro away from the CZs. They finally commit towards A, but everyone's there ready and waiting, just mowing them down. Great shots. That gun... I'm not going to get into it now, Vince. It does look mad when it's hitting those sort of shots and looking as effective as a rifle, but it's there. People are going to use it. I think we're past the point now of doing anything about it. So, great work by Na'Vi to keep themselves in the game. Winning the second round, forced by Fnatic will, of course, answer back in equal measure. They'll be there with the CZ Deagles themselves. And this is exactly how Cobblestone started, really. Just back and forth in the first half, at least. No one could really get away with it. No one wanted to give in and take a full eco. Let's see if Fnatic can see what's available here.
Fnatic hoping to return the favor with the CZs. Accompanied by 2 Deagles, one of which is in the hands of Lecro, the other in Crims. Flusher watching from the barrels, wanting to make sure that no Na'Vi pesky CTs make a move through. Edward, though, able to thread the Eye of the Needle and the Eye of Golden with his AK-47. And in doing so, Fnatic on the back foot once more. Bomb now traversing through the T-side of connector. They're going to make a move through long, but it's easy pickings for Electronic with his AK. He's not going to miss out on that spray. The round surely over.
Yeah, I think you might be right. That nade might decide it as well. Crims takes 25 damage there. Might be able to get a 1D here, but Simple denies that. 5-on-1, Flusher. Not really much to do. He's just hoping a mistake is made and someone gets greedy and starts hunting for him. He's going to find a shot there, but Electronic hits another stunning AK headshot there and closes out the round. That was the force buy, remember, from Fnatic. A chance for Na'Vi now to put themselves in the lead. Should be 10-9 after this one. Nothing really can be purchased by the Swedish squad. Flusher. We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we're here. 16 kills for Simple, 19 for Edward, turning his fortune around. 12 for Flaming Electronic, Zeus on 9. And Flusha and JW 14 kills apiece. Lecro 15, Crims and Golden both on 8. So pretty equally distributed. No one significantly lagging behind, but here's Crims just trying to get up towards short. Takes a lot of damage there from the Molotov nade as well. Doesn't look like they'll be doing a whole lot with this, considering they've just got Glocks, no armor, no nades.
Edward was a hero for Na'Vi on Inferno, but the bulk of his kills came on B side, on the CT side. He was quite quiet on T side, so this is really where he could start to shine again. Electronic hasn't slowed down the pace from Cobblestone. He's still in amongst the action. UMP in hand, playing aggressively into connector. No one home for Fnatic, but it is vital information. It's a pivot point of the map, now under control. That flashbang does just as much of a nuisance to the eyesight of Fnatic as it does anywhere else, but they're still going to get the kill all the same. Simple with a headshot onto JW and another clean round. I say clean, as Lecro, of course, takes down Simple with a Glock.
That's all they'll get, but it's taking Simple down. It takes a bit of cash out of their pockets for the next round, but this is where the game will finally come to a head. It'll be clear in the next few rounds who will be taking this final one. I did say overtime is possible, Vince. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
To be fair, you did call that very early, before the map even started.
Oh, there, I'm just psychic, aren't I? This is my thing. I know exactly what's going to happen every time. Do you want to make any claims for the next one?
Oh, mate, I don't have your powers. I don't pretend to have your powers.
All right, well, let's see what kind of Simple powers will be brought into this round as he pushes towards long. He'll be with the AK-47. An aggressive position, to say the least. Or just be standing in front of the rock, in fact. He just wants to fight. He doesn't care. And he'll fall back slightly. No AWP on either side. Hasn't really been a massive AWP affair this best of 3.
Have we seen a single AWP?
We have on Inferno. We definitely saw a few there.
But on Overpass, I don't think
on
we have,
Overpass, we've seen, I think Simple had it a couple of times.
Oh, did he?
Half,
okay.
Yeah. At least.
Definitely hasn't been a main factor, though, and the AKs and M4s continue to trade off. This time in favor of Na'Vi, however. Flamey holding down B. And that has put a bit of a stall on this hit.
Well. 5 on 4. Flamey to open things up. Zeus not happy with the advantage. Takes a bit of a risk there, facing towards short cleanly like that, but didn't take any damage. Grenade didn't do as much as he had hoped. And Lecro with the contact play towards Monster, checking every corner here. Knows his position's very likely, and Flamey presents himself but can't find the frag. It's Edward to set the kills up. Simple to knock them down. Just Flusha left in the 1 versus 3. He can't do anything with it. Very efficient stuff from Na'Vi there. No bomb planted for Fnatic. They get the first kill. They wait for them to commit, and then everyone just pounces on them at once. Flamey doesn't even have to look at them. That was kind of nuts. This position from Edward, it's so cool. You can watch towards Shore and Monster, and it is very exposed to flashbangs and smokes and molotovs and all that sort of stuff, but if you have one of those scenarios and they're not really checking for it, it can be very deadly indeed. And this looks like a partial buy. Indeed it is, after losing 4 rounds in a row for Fnatic. There's 8-7 at half, only winning 1. That leaves us at 11-9 in favor of Na'Vi on the CT side of Overpass. Right now, Fnatic just have pistols, spending about $2,000 per player, leaving themselves at about $1,500. They'll get $3,400 to $100 per player in the next round. Ideally getting a plant out of this. CZ, as we've seen throughout this series, very powerful indeed. They have 1 smoke, 2 flashes, and Fnatic running out of options at this point. Na'Vi homing in on a victory. Smoke to hold them at bay. Perfectly timed, but looks things they could just pounce past it before it blooms. Electronic can hear them, and he will find 2. Simple, not going to miss much here. Looking for the double, gets it. You can see how high his sensitivity is. Such a snappy player. As Crims will be flashed off and Simple to close things out. 12-9. No bomb planted. That's exactly what Na'Vi wanted. They can taste the victory now. The quarterfinals in their grasp.
Simple showing restraint, not something you see too often. Knew that that spray was slightly off. He was very weak. You see him at the end here. Instead of going for that final kill, he decides, I'm just going to back off, throw a flash in, come back stronger later on. And that's important for the economy of the CTs. They learned in Cobblestone especially, don't give kills away, don't give that armor and the nades.
Every kill in Counter-Strike has some sort of implication. There has to be a reaction to you going aggressive and giving up the guns. If you just stay alive and still win the round, that is much better off. It doesn't matter how flashy the round was. You want to be thinking about every dollar you can save by not giving anything away. So yes, I agree with you. Very well played by Simple there. 12-9. No orbs again. as we get into round number 22 here. Fnatic with a full buy. There are a couple of compromises in terms of the utility, but overall it's pretty healthy. Golden will jump up towards the flower bed. It's a little bit of a tricky jump. Okay, has got up now. Nope, just bailed out of that one.
Gives up.
You know what? It's not for me.
Decides to occupy bathroom instead. Rest of Fnatic, the overall trend is towards B, where Lekro has already stamped his flag down and taken this land for Sweden. Edward, in the meanwhile, is going to go peeking out. Doesn't see anything. He's basically playing B alone at this stage. That's why he's ebbing and flowing between Monster and Short. This could make him very vulnerable to just raw timing, but now that he's seen some action, he's going to just barrel straight out onto Short. He's going to try and do as much damage as possible, stall for as long as he can for the rest of his team to move in through Graffiti. Unfortunately, though, they are dropping pretty quickly, but Na'Vi are taking the lead in this round and will be able to get across the finish line.
Very well played from Na'Vi once again, holding off the final B commitment there. Fnatic can't find the frags required. They're getting a few trades, but it's not enough. They're not causing much of a dent in the initial sectors of the round. They're not really causing much of an uncomfortable situation when they finally go in for the final play. But there it is. It will be another partial buy for Fnatic as Na'Vi get closer and closer. UMP, CZ, Lekro with just a deagle. They have got smoke, so there's a bit of execution potential there. JW feeling brave as he pushes through the smoke and flames down to just 78. So will be flush up, trying to show his hand towards B. The bomb is on that side of the map as well. Golden coming through the short pipe now. JW lucky to be alive. Electronic, the shots he's been hitting tonight, I assume he would have taken that one down. Flamey has been tagged up to 26. Most of the utility gone now for Fnatic. They have got long control on bathrooms. Is it enough to convert this round? I'm not sure. Just that UMP in hand, and Lekro Deagle is going to have to do something wonderful for them to stand a chance.
The smoke is going to allow Simple to move into position just outside of bathroom. Two terrorists, close proximity, make three, and he's found the first. That flashbang is perfect. The backup is on point, and it looks like Na'Vi moved one step closer, barring a miracle of a clutch by Flusher. Move one step closer to the all-important finish line of this best of three.
Flusher does get the AK-47. I don't think it will be enough. He has got time on his side at least. 40 seconds on the clock. If he can get this opening pick towards the side, maybe investigate towards spawn, that would be something. But they're being very disciplined here. No one overextending. They know he's got a chance in this one. Don't allow him to even find a pick. Make him waste time. He has to check every single position. Now he's making noise. They know he's here. Gets caught with a nade out, still alive. Not out too much, and Zeus finishes things off. Very well played by Na'Vi there, I have to say. That was a very great finish towards the end of that round. That could have been thrown away. We've seen 1-on-3s in this particular map being slipping by, but they don't even give him a chance to find an opening then. That's great. 14-9, and Crims, he has been known to be a very passionate player. I'm not sure we call the footage of Katowice though. The death slams are coming in. It looked like he was losing his mind at points, but it's that passion that makes him such a great CS player. And just trying to compose himself now. They're not out of it just yet. 14-9, round number 24. There was a timeout. That's called by Fnatic, indeed it is. That's their first pause of this map. 3 remaining. Everyone's got their head in their hands. They really need to get back in the game. The coach needs to be firing them up. Everyone looks so dejected right now, like it's already over.
It's certainly not. We've seen teams come back from this position. We've seen Fnatic come back from this position before. But again, it's the usual suspect of Simple at the top of the scoreboard, peering down on the rest. Although Edward's only 1 kill behind him. JW gonna go out first, and already the CTs have 3 players pushed up next to Fountain. A couple of them now backing away to party. And Lekro decides, okay, no problem. I'll just make the most of this and go straight into B. However, he's going to meet an inform Electronic from Graffiti. The downside of Electronic's position now is he's pretty much stuck in there until the rest of his team help him out.
Great opening pick from Electronic there. JW has to nail this kill, but it's not enough again. Zeus comes out on top, and another key 1v1 there. Flashbang's coming in, Flush is pushed up. They've got the man disadvantaged now. Flusher knows he needs to find kills. Can he take down Simple? Crims does find Zeus, but trades keep coming in. Flusher, they know where he is. Can he find the shot? Certainly can. Just Flamey now left with the bomb ticking away, and Flush has done enough. 4 kills in total. He had to be the key player there, the catalyst to the Fnatic victory. He gets in position, he's aggressive, but he hits all the shots and keeps them in the game. That deficit, I think, would have been too far to get back into. 59, that would have been GG, but at least he will keep them in this one for now. But the bad news is Simple now brings out the AWP. Here's the replay of Flusher getting it done. Every shot was just spot on. I thought I was there when JW went out to Zeus and Connector. Didn't feel like they had a chance, but rises to the occasion. Problem is now Fnatic fully invested, Vince. If they lose this particular round, not only would it be match point, they'll have $1,400 per player to operate with in potentially the last round. This has to be a victory for Fnatic. There's no other way about it.
It's all well and good getting Flusher to fire off a beautiful 4K, but if they can't follow it up, it's for naught, it's for nothing.
Yes.
So it's got to keep the pressure applied. And again, it comes down to just an individual performance going massive. Molotov not going to deter Simple too much. He can still stay in bathroom. Decides better of it now that Connector is not under control. So he knows it probably has to deal with 2 or 3 separate angles, but Simple, forever the aggressive player, is going to get his reward anyway, and he could be on for another one if Golden decides to peek him, wisely backing away. But that's what Simple's all about.
It's like this guy reads the gaming code. Like, he knows what's coming, what's going to be the best angle, and he's lined it up so perfectly. You can see Flush is like, well, I'm definitely dead now. I face Simple. He's got the over the other side. And down he goes. It will be the 5-on-4. Simple can hold up towards the side now. A last-minute execution, 30 seconds remaining. If Simple hits another, that's going to be it, I'm afraid. Bomb down, the worst possible player to be dropped. Electronic does get taken towards long, but Simple still has time. He finally misses a shot. A lifeline for Fnatic, and he gets another one against him. Crims will keep the dream alive here. Flashbangs as he gets to 3K. How has this happened? It looks like it was done, but Crims says no. Like I said, the passion of this guy, he's managed to channel it into something magnificent. And there's a smile on his face, finally. It's been a few rounds, but Fnatic are still here. And they're not going down about a fight here. It looked like Simple had done enough there, Vince. 5-on-3, but Crims, he comes.
Oh my God.
Comes into the site and just destroys everyone in front of him.
What a beast. That's off the back of Simple missing 2 pretty straightforward AWP
By
shots
his
for
standard,
him.
yep.
You expected them to land. And now Na'Vi, they're on the back foot, Henry. Their economy's not great. They've got in for a buy, but it's going to include 2 CZs. No kits, lack of nades. This could be the moment.
It could be. This could be the overtime procedure here. Everyone's purchased Na'Vi. The Simple orb has to be strong this time. JW position himself towards long. He knows that they've got a chance to actually get up long. There doesn't seem to be any resistance there whatsoever. It was the same story for Na'Vi on their T side. We'll see whether this will be working out.
Ooh, Edward's gone in for the first. It's going to send a collective shockwave down the spine of Fnatic. Necro dead and buried. Upside is that Na'Vi aren't able to get one of the CZ-wielding players of Zeus or Electronic onto the weapon that has been taken down. But the bad news is Electronic's got in for 2 kills with the CZ after all the work that Fnatic have done.
Yeah, not like this. The CZ, Vince, of course. Your favorite weapon, you've been telling me?
Definitely haven't. Definitely haven't.
Well, looks like Crims will be trying to shut it down the best he can. It looks like it's in vain, though. 3 versus 1. JW, no bomb. And what felt like their ticket back into the game might have been shut down. That kill, they can still sacrifice 1 player here, Na'Vi, and just try and deny the bomb as long as possible. Brainy will try and do just that. Has he got enough time to plant? He doesn't. But has Edward make any sort of mistake here? I don't think he has. JW hoping for Edward to stay where you are. He won the round, that's it. JW, very good effort, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But it's Electronic with that CZ, the most notorious weapon in the game right now, and now they've got 4 match points to work with. Goodness gracious me.
I mean, that's a solid NT if ever you've seen one, but unfortunately for JW, time also an enemy, and here comes the time out to allow Fnatic to stew on the fact they have 4 rounds to save.
After losing so many rounds in a row, Crims finally finds that great form, a magnificent play. You think you're back in the game, and then the CZ comes out and ruins everyone's fun, including ours. And it will be match points, series points for Na'Vi, looking to get themselves in the quarterfinals here. Well. What is the buy for Fnatic here? Potentially their last. CZ for JW, AK-47s for Flusher, Crims, Golden, and Lekro. A sparse amount of utility here. I'll look at the scoreboards very quickly. 27 kills for Simple, 26 for Edward. On the top of Fnatic is Flusher and JW of 19 apiece. Round number 27 here. JW actually given the AWP. And a missed shot from Simple, but one he'll live to tell the tale, but Lekro will not. Edward pushing off and continuing that great form he's shown so far on a couple of maps. Inferno was great for him. Corsair not so much, but looking much better on Overpass.
Lekro's died first early in the round, the last 3 rounds in a row now. It may even actually be 4.
Well, they're going to be hamstrung now, and they're going to be going towards long. JW, I saw that from his POV. He was so close to hitting that. My goodness, not going to be enough. They'll just walk up towards long, so we call a contact play. Get as close to the side as you can. Dump a few flashbangs in. Edward doesn't see it coming. That's the beauty of it. This looks very good for Fnatic now. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this. Golden seems to think they can. 2 kills for him. Na'Vi could save this one. They might want to save the cash, knowing that it's probably a little bit too far gone. If Flusher goes down to Flamey, they'll be back into it. Not going to be the case. Save the weapons, boys, but Simple still does find one more kill. Money's actually pretty desperate for Na'Vi. No. Oh, thought he's going to walk back. Oh my god.
He nearly did. Now, although they don't have a kit right now, there is one dropped in bank. So they can get their hands on that. Zeus has now just picked it up. This is where things become very possible. Time is low. They're going to have to get this next kill onto the long player. Smoke down into the defuse. Can Simple stop it? No, he can't. But there was a moment there where he began to believe.
Yeah, and Zeus gets that kill a lot towards long, especially. Did a little bit of damage. A flashbang was good. Had the smoke for the defuse, but well played by JW to shut it down. Edward just didn't see this fast play coming, and that was with an opening pick. Like he said, Lekro going down early in the round. They managed to make a very good call, though. Let's get towards long. Let's get up there and use power in numbers. We've been getting up long every single round with no resistance whatsoever. If we can get up there quickly and walk towards the end, a couple of flashbangs and smoke and CT spawn, Edward just didn't see it coming. That's a great round of Fnatic. Just an eco here. I don't think they've gone for everything. Three players for Na'Vi actually have spent a lot of money here, and it might be working out still. Zeus with the first, and it's the Mac-10. Hardly ideal here. Lekro needs to find frags. If he's struggling the last couple, another kill for Na'Vi. It's series point still. 5 versus 2 now. It's all falling apart for Fnatic. Surely this isn't the way it ends. They need to fight back, and Lekro does find one. Flashbang towards short, and it's still going to be a very difficult procedure for Na'Vi here.
Flusher with a Mac-10, though. It's going to be ripping through players. It's all on Flamey. It was looking great, but it's been doused. It's been laid down, and Flamey just searching for a weapon, almost shocked, almost stunned. In short pipe, there's no chance. They've done it, Henry. They've just about clawed their way into another round.
Was that a 5-on-2 at one point?
I believe it was.
And that's why I said it's still going to be a very difficult process for Na'Vi to win it out, as they didn't recover much. They were such low HP. They had like Mac-10s, SMGs, no armor, no grenades, and they try and come through together, but fair play to Flusher. He held his nerve and knew of every possibility. Finds 3 kills very quickly indeed, farms the cash up, and that was quite significant investment from Na'Vi there. They might have to take the full eco now. This round shouldn't be too dangerous. Simple does hit the 30 bomb just a note in regulation time, always impressive. Overtime, though, looking very, very likely at this point.
As every second passes, we get one step closer.
Yeah.
And Na'Vi very aggressive into connector. 3 players strong, leaving Edward by himself with the P250 in hand on B site. Meanwhile, Simple perched on long. But as soon as Edward goes down, that is going to be B site following him. Now it's a case of, can we get some of those cheeky CZ kills to make things interesting? No, it's going to be a P250, actually, that claims the first kill on the side of Na'Vi. AK-47 will trade hands. Zeus with a hopeful spray through the smoke, but not going to connect anything. Simple's gone down, and we are going to go the distance. 30 rounds will be coming on the board.
All the rounds will be played indeed. Flush up. Trying to get Electronic down here, but he's been such a menace with that CZ. Of course, he gets the kill. They're going to steal away 2 AKs here, by the looks of things. That's actually very beneficial for that final round. Money wasn't looking amazing, and obviously, I'm sure you're all aware, you can't buy the AKs, and the CT Forces allows you to take very aggressive angles and hit shots that weren't necessarily possible before. That's a nice one. Down the slide we go. They've been waiting to drop that in for a while, I can see. They found their opportunity. Well done. It was quite pretty. And we'll be in the final round here. Number 30. AK saved, and of course, take the tactical timeout. Both teams will be wanting it. What's the play? AWP for JW, 4 AKs. AWP is there for Simple if he wants it. He's got 6k at the moment. Is that the way he wants to close it out? Maybe the auto shotgun will make an appearance, Vince. It is going to be the AWP. I jest.
I'm glad to see it's not the XM again. Simple has dropped 30. Edward 27. On the side of Fnatic, top fragger is Flusher on 24.
Indeed. No one really significantly lagging behind. I guess at the bottom of Fnatic is Golden on 12 and 22. Bottom of Na'Vi is Zeus. So both in game leaders not quite at the same level as the rest of the team, but that's fine. Round 13, Na'Vi still on match point. Fnatic chasing for overtime. Might just be the straight up B rush here. Looks like that might be the case. In they go. Grenades coming in. Great shot by Crims. Completely eviscerates Edward there. And it's down to Flamey to try and deny the far the best he can. Gets one. Is it enough? Good grenade towards the site. Will do some damage, but he's got 8 HP himself. More grenades raining in towards the bomb site. Not doing as much damage as I assumed. Simple will give his AWP over towards Flamey. And overtime certainly on the cards now. The bomb down safely. JW looking towards heaven. Doesn't hit the shot, but the boost coming forward can't do the same. Here we go though. Simple, great work with the M4. Starts to encroach on the bomb site. It's going to be a 4 versus 2, Vince. It looks like it might be enough. And Simple, M4 in hand, has to check every single corner at this point. Wants to smoke the bomb. Is it good enough? We're not sure. Bomb ticking away. Is he going to check the corner? He's not. Crips has got the lined up. It might not be it. Is it going to be the defuse coming in? It will. Can Golden defuse it? Can he stop them shooting? He can, but not enough. And it will be Na'Vi taking the victory. What an exciting finish. My goodness. Wasn't clear who was winning that round at all. Fnatic had the lead, and then it was Na'Vi. Golden had the lineup, couldn't find the shop. Not going to see overtime, Vince, but we have been treated to an epic series of Counter-Strike there.
We truly have, and I think that last 15-20 seconds was the perfect depiction of how that entire best of 3 felt. Up and down, twists and turns, a roller coaster of Counter-Strike, a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes.
But Na'Vi, they've done it.
They absolutely have. They're going to go to the playoffs once again. Congratulations to them. That was a lot of fun to watch. Second map, a bit of a damn script, but the third was absolutely everything we wanted. I think those are the best games when you get to the ultimate brimming point. It's the final round. Sure, you don't get overtime, but it's one of those crazy rounds that could go on either way. And you can see the dump of emotions there from both teams. The elations of Na'Vi and Fnatic just looking so dejected after putting so much into that final map. Great game, and shout outs to some of the big players there. Simple, 30 bomb in regulation, looked amazing there. We had JW, some fantastic moments, and Edward, I want to give him a special shout out as well. The fact he played 2 fantastic maps, and he's been in a bit of a slump recently. Same story for Zeus, some great moments from him.
And Electronic as well, you know, he pulled his weight on Cobblestone, wasn't quite the same level on Overpass, but his Cobblestone performance was really solid. So there's a lot of good points there. Same for Fnatic as well. I think they can hold their heads high. Well,
that's all from that series. That was a lot of fun, and we'll throw it over to the boys on the desk to kind of tell us what exactly happened now.
Yes, and to comprehend it, thank you so much, Henry and Vince, your casters, for that series, and I'm sure they had as much fun as we did just watching it, and you guys at home as well. I'm your host, Machine. I have Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic, otherwise known as Chatty B and Yankee P. Now, we had a conversation.
We did speak about it.
They just come out. I have to call you something different every time, otherwise it gets really boring.
Oh, for you it does. For the viewers at home, maybe they like to... No, I like the nicknames.
There's only so many times I've gone, hello, welcome to the ESL Pro League, this is Chad Birchall, and this is...
I never had a nickname in high school, so I really appreciate it.
We were at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters.
Yes, that's where we are.
Yeah.
CORSAIR DreamHack Masters.
We really needed Stunner on the sidelines there for one of his reports to know who smashed the table there towards the end.
That was loud, so I don't know if it picked up on perhaps a microphone, it wouldn't have, but we just heard this eruption as soon as that round was over. And I mean, Fnatic, when you work that hard, not only in that map, but in that series, taken away on a 16-14, like there are very few worse ways to lose a best of 3.
Yeah, look, that's the kind of way that you want a game to end from a viewer perspective,
Oh,
but not when you're the
absolutely.
player in the server. Now, this man on your screen right here, Edward, was an absolute hero. He's been getting a bit of a rinsing lately for his lackluster performances, but with him firing on all cylinders, Zeusy boy getting stuck in with some fantastic calls and frags of his own, looking like a whole new reinvented player. This Na'Vi roster getting me pretty excited, Alex.
Yeah, so they start off on Inferno. We get a real convincing win, that 16-7. The Oak Cobblestone, a rebuttal from Fnatic, and this Overpass, I mean, it was the dream third map in terms of the scoreline and the gameplay.
Yeah, but I think, you know, it showed how messy it got on the third map. I think Vince was spot on saying that those last 20 seconds were basically what happened throughout the entire map. Just chaos everywhere, people losing to pistols, rounds going back and forth all the time. But I think Inferno was a surprise to an extent with how dominant Na'Vi was, and I think that stemmed from individual performances. Chad pointed out, you saw it in the highlights a bit. Edward towards that B bomb site was a beast in some of the rounds.
And it's so interesting as well, just while you have it up, notice the ADR of Electronic. Closing in on 100 with an app with, you know, what is it, a 10 kill discrepancy between himself and Simple. We said, admittedly, some of them have been, he was a bit of an eco Cobra, but
On Cobble, yeah, a little
100
bit.
ADR across 3 maps, not too bad.
Some of the things you have to look at, though, because Flushes is high-ish as well, considering,
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't towards the top of the frag charts there, but some of these guys, it's the way they use nades. Electronic there, if you're watching him time and time again, was Molotoving off the stairs, so he's doing damage for free every time there in every round, right? And he absolutely mopped with the Mac 10 on Cobble. I think for this one, in that last map, it has to be Simple again, who we talk about, because he won those 2 clutches back-to-back, which turned the tide on Overpass and got Na'Vi back in that first half. Otherwise, it could have been a blowout.
And Na'Vi did do it in the end, overcame adversity and are going to the playoffs. We do have a player standing by, Flamey. We've managed to snatch him away for just a moment. Flamey, you with us? Hello.
Hello, hello.
Congratulations, dude. You're going
Thank
to
you.
the playoffs.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a couple of questions from the panel. We spoke a lot about your team and how, for us, you know, externally, we don't get to know the inner workings of your team. It's so hard to understand how you're doing so well with what was clearly a roster that was struggling, and people were trying to leave and it was a bit chaotic. How are you guys still posting good results?
I think since Electronic joined our team,
Right.
all our LAN results was good. Like we took 2nd place on Star Ladder and won DreamHack and semi-final on Majors. So our results was good. And even after there were rumors about we gonna leave, we decided not to leave and we talked about it. And we said that, to ourselves that we are still a team. We want to win, and that's it.
Yeah, and you guys are playing fantastically. Any questions from the panel?
I'm just curious, you know, with this one here, obviously you guys picked Inferno. Would you consider yourself the best Inferno team in the world right now?
Ooh.
I'm not sure, but I think Inferno is our best map, so it was our pick. That's it.
Now, Yanko, you were calling it chaotic Counter-Strike. Do you have anything in that regard?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. You know, when Zeus was in Gambit was regarded as a very, you know, structured, methodical team, and while you guys in most of your games, they are just really messy, right? It comes down to a lot of fights, winning duels, and basically clutch rounds. Is that something you guys are working on to improve on, or is that just the style that you want to run with this particular team?
Yeah, we had a good boot camp before this tournament, and we decided that we don't have a deep map pool, so we need to play more individual on the maps we don't practice a lot. So that's how we play right now. Just calling around in the beginning, and then we just communicate and trying to win the round, even 4-5, 3-5, and something like that.
Yeah, fantastic, Flamey. Congratulations, dude. Thank
Thank
you
you
for taking time to give us that interview. And I'm loving this. The fact that we get
great.
to just immediately get to hear from, especially players we don't often get to have interviews with. There's a nice difference from a nice quiet a nice room with a headphone on, as opposed to standing on that stage in front of that scary crowd with a microphone in your face.
Yeah,
We
you
do
know, and I
get
think,
more.
you know, we can get questions we want answered immediately. I think that's a
good.
fun thing, right? So it helps me anyway.
Maybe Yanko can answer my question immediately. Do you have something to break down for us?
I have, and it's actually just became even more interesting after Flamey's interview. It's around towards the end of Overpass, obviously a very close game, and this is where Na'Vi forced behind the op on Simple. You can see 2 CZs, 2 M4s, not that much utility, and this sounds to me like a round that Zeus called in the beginning, but it's not practice. You can see the early Molotov. The chat pointed out that Electronic throws to maybe slow down the T's a little bit. They still pass through it, and the rest of the team is towards B. They have a clear intention of taking control of water here and actually going all the way and clearing out Monster as a whole. Why I say that I think this is not practiced, now you will see Zeus and Simple throw 4 flashes for this basically, and usually if this is practiced, you just throw one very good pop flash or maybe 2. This is bad because for one, you use a lot of your utility. For two, a player like Lekro here, as soon as he hears so many flashes popping off, he knows something's going on, right? So he takes a more passive approach, but Navi still get the job done. They have a player in a forward position that's going to allow Zeus to rotate back towards A, Simple and or Flamey as well. And that's what later on in the round is going to prove actually like a really, really big advantage for them. You can see how Fnatic in return, they take long control straight away, Toilet's control, they're grouping up towards that A bomb site, and even though Lekro is waiting for something to happen and they know no one flanked behind them, they have no control of that B area of the map really, and that's what allows Electronic to be in a forward position while his teammates are covering long really. Edward even goes for a push, gets a kill, and now Fnatic is in a terrible situation. Electronic will get 2 more kills here with the CZ, and that's round pretty much over for Fnatic. And if they manage to break Navi here, they would end up winning the game. This is what got Navi to match point, and they closed it out in round number 30.
Yeah, exceptional stuff. And I do want to kind of just get some overarching closing thoughts, but when we put this series to bed, Fnatic thriving. They will once again go to the lower bracket. They're not out, so don't worry. You can panic less. They are, however, just going to concede a huge best of 3. Chad, what's your thoughts on this series as a whole? Your kind of closing regards.
I think Henry touched on it very well during the first map. The scoreline showed that it didn't show the true form of the game, and I think that was throughout the series. Sure, it got really close there in the end with the 16-14, but all 3 maps could have gone either way. It was back and forth Counter-Strike with lots of mid-round decision making, and everybody appeared, at least on Inferno, that they were hitting their shots. It wasn't a point. Even like this is the thing. We're all surprised, and massive props to him once again. Zeus was looking very assertive, even entry fragging from time to time. So a game like this where you get top-class Counter-Strike that's not necessarily gimmicky, it's just people doing the right or wrong things, most exciting stuff. I'm happy with where Fnatic are at, and I think they'll beat Renegades tomorrow, unfortunately. That
is their next opponent. That was my next question. So Renegades have got a big opponent up next. Fnatic are going to be duking them out. Now, coming up after the break, we do have some exciting games for you. You're going to be seeing Astralis versus Liquid. Before we get to that one, though, there are many ways to discuss tactics. Yenko has demonstrated one way. There, I like that one a lot. Now, DreamHack, they wanted to try things a little differently. Let's see what you think.
Oh. Hello there. Welcome to the Tactical Room. I am Sponge, tactical mastermind from Australia, of course, and today we're going to be breaking down a strategy on Inferno. This one is called The Matrix. Some of you just call it Mid-to-B, but I like the fancy names. I put my box of magic tricks here. Now, first and foremost, you need to know where the bomb sites are. We got A over here. You don't want to mess that one up, and you got bomb site B over here. 5 terrorists, 5 counter terrorists, all that good stuff going on. So normally on pistol rounds, this is where I like to run the Matrix. You have 2 CTs over towards the B bomb site. Normally one playing for information, one playing support. You've got the player over towards Arch. You've got one on the short side and one on apps. Now, they're going to have pistols. Now I'm going to highlight the player we want to take advantage of here on the pistol round, which will be the Arch player. Terrorists. Now we know the job, it's a brutal one. No, it's not a very thankful job. It's planting the bomb, it's getting it down, it's getting it done. And this strat is all about speed and momentum. Now I want to split the pack. I want to have a 4-1 scenario going here. 4 players making their way up alt middle. 1 player going T-stairs. Now, you need a little bit of utility on this pistol round. Your T-stairs player needs to be buying a smoke and a flashbang. I use these arrows here to demonstrate the speed and momentum needed. I need these 4 players in alt mid to make their way as quickly as humanly possible. While the terrorist on T-stairs throws a smoke on the short side to isolate the vision of this player, no longer in the equation. And as the players are making their way up alt middle, as they get to about this point here, I want the flashbang to be thrown into the smoke to flash this Arch player. Now this guy is going to get completely overwhelmed by these 4 players, and he's now dead. He's out of the equation. This is where the fun begins. You've probably killed a teammate because you're in a swarm of 4 and you have Glocks, and the round is much more important than your teammates. Kill them if you have to, get that kill as quickly as possible. Make your way through Archway with the pack towards B. Hopefully you've drawn a rotator and the players push down for information. At this point, the B defense is completely and utterly split. This guy's now dead. Don't worry about him. He's finished. You're on the B bomb site. Now, there is one more key to this. Get the bloody bomb down. A lot of people forget about this key element, but once you get the bomb down on the B bomb site, the CTs are completely spit. The last player from T stairs can kill your aggressor from Banana. Bombs down, play your after plant positions, just decorate yourself around wherever you feel the need. You've already won the round at this point. There's only one guy left. He can't do anything. He's got to retake, hopefully in a 5-on-1 scenario. That's it for him. That's it for the Tactical Room. This has been Matrix on Inferno.